Hi guys, it's Jen. Okay, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to split this video into two parts because I just wanted to go over um, some synchronicities and some planetary events and finding ancestral origin and synchronicities, bunch of downloads I've gotten, and so in order to cover everything, it's going to be a little bit of a monumental task for this one right here. So I got my stuff out. The first thing I wanted to say, which was really cool yesterday, let me get it. Okay, yesterday I got out this deck of tarot cards that my ex Brian got me, and they're shadowscapes, shadow boxing, right? And I pulled them out yesterday and I thought, let me just see, if I'm getting any messages here. And wouldn't you know, uh, two cards fell out of the deck as I just began to shuffle. They fell on the floor and I said, that's it, those are the cards. And I picked them up, and it happened to be the Four of Wands and 17, the Star. And the cool thing about that, I wrote some notes here because my mind always goes a billion miles per minute. So the Four of Wands would have to do with celebration or a marriage or a coming together or a union or something like that. And then 17, the Star, would be divine alignment and being on the correct path. It has a direct connection with the Emperor card. And it has a lot of water bearer energies, like Aquarian energies, right? So I thought that was really cool, and I got those messages right away. They just fell on the floor, and I was like, yep, there's my sign. So those are the two I chose, and I just wanted to show you guys that. And also another funny thing with the planets right now and the Saturn energies especially, as many of you know, it has a lot to do with nudging, pushing you in the right direction, whether you like it or not, or want to move forward. Saturn doesn't play. And it also gets things done, like me, Mrs. Capricorn here, right? Commander. And, I love Saturn. I'm sorry. I do. I'm so happy that's my ruling planet. Because it breaks down old constructs and barriers and things so that new things can come through, new things can be rebirthed. So you're releasing negative things or traumas or things that don't serve you in any good or positive way. It's getting rid of them and then pulling in new energies. But being mindful of the energies that you take in to replace does take disciplined focus, because when you express something, get rid of it, you're leaving an empty space for new energies to come in. And if you don't fill it with something, something will. And usually 9 times out of 10, it's not the good energies, entities, things like that. So a lot of shadow boxing, and I thought that was very cool. Shadowscapes. So anyways, I just wanted to touch on syncs for me personally right now. I am a journalist. I transcribe. I have since childhood been somewhat of a visionary, seeing future possibilities and events, and trying to navigate the best course of action. I'm not one much into regression or going into the past. So that has been a really big struggle for me, is learning how to go back and figure these things out. And for me, present, the now, 3D, the matrix, reality, existence here, it for me has kind of been like in the way. Get out of my way. So my sinks, anyways, very cool times for me, because the planets being in retrograde, the Saturn-Jupiter opposition, clearing negativity, breaking down of old things and building up of new, incoming energies, the lunar eclipse on the 16th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is 5:38 p.m. Eastern time, but don't quote me on that, because I'm just from memory trying to remember. Hard time for me, because 25 years ago this month I would have given birth to my first son, whom I named Samuel, by the way, after the child prophet in the Bible. All my sons have biblical names: Stephen, Jonathan, Benjamin, and Samuel, and there's a reason for that. My birthday is 12/26/1976, so it is the day after Christ. It is 12, also being a 3, which is 1 plus 2 is 3, so it's 3, 6, 9, 12, and back the cycle continues. 1976 is also the bicentennial 200th anniversary from 1776 for America, here in America. So a lot of cool stuff. If anybody knows me by now, I'm all about justice, like equality, fairness, right versus wrong, ethics, morals, goodness, kindness, things like that. But again, going back to my ancestry, and let's just put it this way for now: galactic origin, astral origin, we're all born on this planet in this existence of human life, but not from here originally, okay? So now my firstborn son, Stephen, he will be 21, another 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, tomorrow on the 13th of July. He's a Cancer, I'm a Capricorn. And my mom was a Leo, and her birthday was July 31st, 1331. Now my son Stephen on the 13th, my birthday is the 26th, the double of that. Gets even cooler. So, also my sons Stephen, Jonathan, and Benjamin Stephen was 8 pounds when he was born, Jonathan was 8.5, Benjamin was 9, and they were born 3 years and 3 months and 3 years and 4 months apart. So those are just really cool things, I think, anyways. So, now my sister Lindsay, her birthday is March 3rd, 3-3. And my other sister Amy, who also is from originally where I'm from, although my youngest sister is not, she was born on June 15th, the exact middle day of the middle month of the year. It's just really cool stuff. My time of birth was 5:55 p.m. and the sun rising, so I have big connections to, you want to call them sun gods, I don't know, lowercase g's, not the OG, the Most High, but a lowercase g, gods, goddesses, right? So Amun-Ra, different beings like that I have a deep connection to. And with Saturn, I also have very much my entire life balanced the dark and the light, or the lower astral, the upper, higher astral, the darkness, the light, the negative, the positive. It's always had to be in a constant state of balance for me since childhood. I mean, I started receiving information, downloads, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know what to call it, since I was a kid. And everybody thought I was crazy. Hence, I spent many, many years being tested by psychotherapists and under doctor's supervision and being misdiagnosed and mental wards and blah, 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 blah. Lots of stuff because no one understood and I wasn't crazy. So, now, okay. So with that being said, this year is very monumental for me in my journey, in my path, in my life, in my purpose. I know what I know, what I know, what I see, what I see, what I see. It's just very hard for me to explain things and, you know, make it understandable really to anyone else. And I'm not a, you know, I'm very new to being, you know, on camera, on social media, and I'm the research analyst in the background, you know, doing all the research and studying everything, and then not the like, hi, I'm entertainment girl, you know, it's just weird for me. So I appreciate all you guys and your patience bearing with me, because it takes a lot. Okay, so let's see. Lunar eclipse. All these super moons, these eclipses this year, they're very significant, very symbolic, very meaningful. And whether it was Galileo, Nostradamus, even in the Bible it is quoted, look up to the sky, you know, watch the planetary events, they all mean something is coming. And people are going crazy, is this the rapture, is this the end of the world, blah, blah, blah. No, it is, well, I'm not going to say no. I don't have answers, just like no one does. It clearly states no one knows the date or time, and if anyone tells you they do, they don't. So, what I do know is that the cosmos play as much a part in spirituality and evolution and consciousness and awareness as does biblical teachings and prophecy, like our beloved ascended master, Jesus, Jeshua, Yahshua, whatever they call him, he doesn't care. Nobody cares about names. Names are just labels, okay? So, it's, for me, I don't claim a religion. I have a very deep relationship with the Creator, with God. I follow the teachings of Jesus. I am on the Christ path of trying to be all about truth, love, compassion, kindness, empathy, equality, justice, things like that. Healing, teaching, guiding, showing others. Okay, so now let's get in this. See what I have to deal with? Like, seriously, you guys, this is like when these downloads and everything come in, I'm just like, sometimes my pen just will not keep up with my mind, and it just goes on and on and on. And so I thought, okay, duh. Actually, I got a beautiful email, and you know, the person told me that that probably the reason I was drawn in or attracted to their speaking light language is because I am a writer, a scribe, a journalist of codes and things like that. I'm not the speaker, you know, so much. And that made a lot of sense to me. It really resonated. So, appreciation, much love, you know who you are. And, okay, and so to continue, my sister Amy, who was born in June, her son's name is Gabriel. And I have a very close connection to St. Michael as well. He's my dude. He's my bro. He's my brother. He's just big time for me. And kind of a smarty pants, though, I will say, because the one thing Jen lacks is patience. Oh, I want everything yesterday. Like, I've already solved the equation, now it needs to get done. And when I am not in control of getting something done, and it's like left to other people or left, I'm just like, oh, come on, let's go. Like, it's already been solved. And then he'll kind of whisper to me when I'm like, angels, guides, please just help me do blah, 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 or figure out blah, blah, or guide me towards whatever this answer, whatever you're trying to show me here. I need your help. And he'll get like a kind of, patience is a virtue. And I'm like, shut up. Patience is a virtue the Father gave you, not me. So we have like the brother-sister relationship, right? And as much as, well, I've done videos in the past on angels and the difference between fallen angels and descended angels and missions and things like that, and so much has been twisted, even in our holy book here. Just, unless you are fervently doing research and studying all sorts of ancient texts, different languages, ancient scripture, prophecy, you can't just read, like, let's say the King James Version and get all the truth in this book here, because it's been warped by the powers that be currently in the world. And that is what I wanted to get to. Rewind. Earlier, when people are freaking out, thinking like the end of the world, the planet's going to explode, blah, 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 all the cataclysms that are going on, Planet X is coming through, all these things. It's the end of the ways of the world and by the evil beings who control it, if that makes sense, okay? In my interpretation and understanding. So, now, let's go back to this. So, galactic or ancestral Earth origin and beyond. This is where I'm at so far. Now, I showed and asked for assistance with the symbols I was recently just shown, and I'll show them again just so in case anybody can help me. I hope you could see the light. There's 8 lines like an asterisk, but on 4 of them there's like little triangles or loops or something, and they're on the left hand side. Okay, and lately I've been getting so much regarding Sumerian, Mesopotamian, of the Chaldeans, right? What else? Anu. Things. I know where that part's going. Believe I do. And also a mantra. I don't know if anyone has heard this mantra, but this mantra was given to me in my dream as well. Zen Uru. Z-E-N, like Zen, and Uru, U-R-U, and it's for power, I was told. So, if anybody can expand on that, it would be much appreciated. Alright, also, this I wrote Monday, July 8th. I was journaling and I looked at my clock, and lo and behold, what time did it say? 1:44 p.m. We all know the meaning of that number. I got cedars, Lebanon, Shamash, S-H-E-M-A-S-H or S-H-A-M-A-S-H, I don't know. Marduk, Enkidu, E-N-K-A-D-U. So I know this has a lot of Anunnaki relation to it. And those are my two strongest connections, are Anunnaki or Anunnaku, um, and Arcturian or Arcturian. Okay, those are my two things that pull at me, and you know, I'm trying to like disseminate in between. And okay, so I got those names, and I feel when I get these messages that I'm getting currently relating to these two very specific races, I don't know what to call them. I do feel this like sadness inside. Like, I don't know whether it's homesick. I don't know whether it's feeling like a familial family connection. Like, I read the Epic of Gilgamesh and different things like the Lost Book of Enoch or Hanuk. And like, I cry. Like, it's even when I spend my one-on-one time with Jesus, and ever since I was a kid, it's memories. Like, I could picture him sitting there and teaching me, and I'm like one of those kids, like sitting there cross-legged just listening to the story. Like, I can remember these things. I don't, you know, and I'll get like the, you know, we're touching the face, or just, you know, just touching on your head and looking at you with such love, and it's like, it feels like fam to me, you know what I mean? And so I'm trying to navigate my astral galactic origin here as best as I can. Oh, also Saturn, Jupiter, Apollo, Apollyon. In Latin, it's exterminans, Abaddon, you may hear. That is the destroyer, the breakdown, you know, to build up. And also, back in April, this is the main thing I definitely wanted to say, and I'm glad I looked at this page. Back in April, which I'm always doing calculations in this CPU up here, so April, month number 4, okay, and I got the number 434, 434, okay, and I'm like, 4 plus 4 plus 3 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, what does that mean? And then I got that song, we are, the youth of the nation, by that band, P.O.D., and that's what I was shown, as either a pod or P.O.D., and I'm thinking, okay, forgot where I was going with that, but, I know people have numbers that maybe their tribe, their family is connected to, or you have a mission number or something like that. I know it has something to do with that, but I can't figure that out either. So if anybody knows 434, pod 434, or POD 434, help. Okay. And let's see, where do we go next? We can go to, oh, yes. Also, I wanted to give a word of advice, if I could. Not a word, a piece of advice, if I could, for all light workers, chosen, the elect, guides, way showers, oracles, seers, channelers, whatever you consider yourself to be. If you are on this awakened ascension path, or you feel you have been called to teach, there was a very, very good reason, especially if you are familiar with Hermes, Thoth, Tot, the Emerald Tablets, the thrice dude, okay? Hermes, he was all about alchemy and discovering the laws and ways of the universe and divine alignment and all kinds of stuff. And the reason that beings were initiated into these teachings is for the exact reason of why and what we deal with currently today in our world. These secret teachings were got into the wrong hands, okay? And they have just been misused for their own whatever they do. And so I just advise people that are studying these things maybe not to be so quick to I don't even really know, because then I think about the internet. Anybody can look up anything and find anything. But to me, some really sacred teachings should be kept between only the collective of like-minded individuals who are absolutely of the utmost in morals and ethics and have no care for personal gain or wealth or money or anything like that, fame, fortune, none of that. And that's the reason they were initiates. They, it was based on merit what information was allowed to be given to others. And I see some people just out there new to the game and just everything that they're new to. Okay, let me start. Rewind. Meditation, yoga, trance state, astral travel, lucid dreaming. When you are in those states of mind, you are allowing yourself to be vulnerable to good or bad. They don't discriminate. Believe me, they don't. And these people that are new, they have no guidance and they're just starting meditation and they're like, whoa, I had an out-of-body experience last night. You guys need to try this. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, that is the moment that the negative, dark, evil, whatever you want to call it, entities, energies attach. It's like a parasite. And in the Bible, when it speaks of the Lord of hosts, we are the hosts. If you think of a parasite attaching to a host, okay? So I'm really scared for especially the younger generations that don't have proper guidance, or they're being charged like those mastery classes and things that they advertise online for $8 billion. You can learn the mastery of law of attraction and manifestation and the secrets of the universe. Remember that movie, The Secret, that came out a couple decades ago or whatever? And it's all about this. And it's the same as the medical industry that is current in America today, as far as prescriptions are being doled out and there's no supervision. So people get a prescription of Xanax, let's say, and they pop 10 of them at a time, instead of the practice of medicine and the administering properly under supervision. And it's the same. This spiritual path that we are on is the art of medicine. It is whole healing. And if it's not done under strict supervision and guidance, it's abused and misused. And I would just urge people to maybe, if you have access to a Bible, or you can even get it online, any version is fine. It doesn't really matter. 1 Timothy chapter 3 kind of discusses, if you are an overseer, a guide, a priest or priestess, a teacher, a way shower, it has a lot of responsibility that comes with it. And unless we want this same cycle to repeat again, where it gets into the wrong hands again and misused It's going to open up a big ugly can of worms, in my opinion. False prophets, false teachers, those are they, the ones that are millionaires and more based on their teachings of ascension. And if there is any part of you as a light worker or a guide or a teacher that is about yourself and wanting some kind of selfish gain or money or riches or fame or recognition or anything like that, it's not the path for you. And I'm just keeping it real, okay? This path takes more sacrifice than anything. And donations or trade for trade. Like, I would love to do a counseling session one-on-one, and say someone is a massage therapist or a chiropractor, give me an hour session in return, and kind of barter and trade goods and services. Or you work with oils and crystals and I study this, you need a tutor for this, and I need aromatherapy, essential oils, hey, fair trade, things like that. Or someone sees your work or supports your work and what you're trying to do and your visions for the future, in that it is for the greatest good of all, and not so much self. Donations of support, absolutely. Doesn't even have to be money. If somebody sends you organic food because they're an organic farmer, or hemp products and things like, anything. There's so many possibilities, so I mix in, I guess you could say, archaeology, physics, philosophy, prophecy, research, analysis, all into one. Like, for me, no topic is off limits. None. And this is a no judgment, hate-free zone here. I'm not judgmental. I don't label people. I don't hate on people. I'm not a bully. I'm not cruel. I'm not mean. I'm not a name caller. I don't harass people. I don't, argumentatively fight with people. If somebody were to comment and say, hey, I appreciate your insight on such and such, but here's my take on it. Great! I love a good, friendly debate and a brainstorming session. Einstein said it, knowledge is power. And once you stop learning, you start dying. You will never attain perfection or knowing it all. It's a constant evolution of mind, of learning and growing and expanding and evolving. That is the point. And so no one, especially me, walking disaster, walking contradiction, but I do that for a reason. I like to keep people on their toes and keep them guessing and make them ask questions, I speak the truth. Beautiful, good, bad, ugly, and brutal. You're going to get honesty from me as much as I know it to be true. So, I expect the same, and I don't put up with bullcrap. So, no bullying, no hate. Like, for instance, my thumbnail picture is sacred geometry and alchemy, and it's the picture of a man down, like, contemplating life, but yet the astral part of him is being pulled back and stretched by books and angels, like, which way do I go, with geometric symbols and shapes. But yet my name, I am G Light of Christ. Somebody commented and said, why do you claim to know Jesus and be a Christian, but you have satanic symbols on your thumbnail? And I'm like, first of all, it's gematria, it's not satanic. I'm not a devil. I'm not demonic. So I was like, what else can I say, bro? I don't know what else to tell you. Okay, so I guess that's probably plenty of info for this video, and my brain's fried after speaking about it. So I'm gonna pause this one for now. There's probably gonna be a continuing saga here. So I wanted a shout out real quick to these channels. Arcturian Light, she is a fantastic meditation guide and deals specifically directly with Arcturian beings, as well as ASMR Miracle. They did a fantastic one for me last night. I got a lot of silent lucidity. Remember that song from the 80s? And it was great. A lot of downloads, data, information came through, visuals. And who else? Okay. Oh, Cody AI is my dude. He's very about aerospace, NASA, Boeing, things of the world as far as military operations, if anyone's interested in things like that. Let's see. Whew, I can't go through these fast enough because there's too much writing. Yeah, and I'm currently studying, well, I've always studied Latin because I was raised in the Catholic Church. However, I'm now studying Greek and Aramaic Hebrew, and oh wait, here's another